All right, on skill 212, what we're trying to get at here is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, the PEMDAS method of making sure you're doing the order of operations in the right order. So you got to remember that it's parentheses, and then exponents, and then multiply and divide go next, and then add and subtract go last. Now those are tied. Add and subtract aren't necessarily in a certain order. You just have to do all adds and subtracts from left to right. But all the multiplies and divides have to be before all the adds and subtracts. All right, so back to this problem. If I follow down through the order of operations, P stands for parentheses, and if you're supposed to do this, how am I supposed to do that parenthesis? Because I don't know what x is. So I have to leave that alone, and I'll have to handle that later. I'm moving on to exponents. Exponents, I can do that part, so I have to do that first. If I go multiply this 2 in, it's going to mess me up. So I really need to do my squaring. So now how do I do that? That means 2 times, I'm going to get this whole x plus 3 thing worked out, and it goes like this. X plus 3 times itself, x plus 3. You can't just take x squared and 3 squared. Not okay. You need to take x plus 3 times x plus 3. That's a great big FOIL problem. And at the end, we're going to add 8. So I really would stick with doing this first, even though technically now the 2 could multiply in on one of these 2 terms, but it's smarter to just finish off with my FOIL here and go first outside, inside, last. The firsts here would give me x squared. The outside and the inside give me 3x and 3x makes 6x. And my last, give me 3 times 3 is 9. Now I'm going to go through and multiply all of that by 2. And the last thing I'm going to do is add. Why am I doing my multiply next? Because you have to, because the multiply and divide have to come before the add, subtract. So this 2 has to get multiplied next. 2 times the x squared is 2x squared, plus 2 times the 6x makes 12x, plus 2 times the 9 makes 18, and the last thing I have is a plus 8. The last thing I can do is that add. So this 18 and this 8 can go together and make 26. Final answer then, 2x squared plus 12x plus 26. There you go. That's how you do the order of operations. You got to follow it carefully. Exponents first. Once you're done with that, typically you're doing your multiplies and divides, and last you do your adds or subtracts. That's all I got for you.